This podcast is a proud member of the UUOP network.
This is episode 684 of the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast for October 14th, 2025. Hey everyone, welcome to the show. It is me, Lee. I am on my own this week. I have given Tracy, Chris and Michelle the week off because we are in Orlando checking out Epic Universe again and going to Halloween Horror Nights. But to pull the curtain back, I'm recording this at the end of August, so there might be a little bit of Halloween Horror Nights chat in this, but nothing from an experiential point of view, because I'm trying to stay spoiler-free right now and it is so difficult. But you'll have seen from the title of this, it's a new series of podcasts that I've been thinking about for a while, where I wanted to invite Universal Orlando content creators onto the podcast and to kind of talk about them and their journey, and then just have a chat about Universal Orlando. And our first guests are people who I only found relatively recently on YouTube and kind of fell in love with what they were doing. We actually bumped into them at Epic Universe on opening day, which was super cool. I'm sure we'll talk about that because one of the best rides on Stardust races ever. I am joined by Ben and Aubrey from the Fudge Factor. Hey guys, thanks for joining me.
Hello, thanks for having us.
You are my guinea pig, so I hope it goes all right.
We love it.
Yeah, like I said, Aubrey, we kind of talked about it when we were getting on Stardust Races. That I discovered you guys from your Halloween Horror Nights opening. Was it the opening night food video from that year?
Yeah, where we just ate all the food.
It's good though, because I know you talked about it with me, and I thought it was a really clever idea that you said you didn't get media for Horror Nights that year. So what can you do that is going to make you stand out against everyone getting house content? And I thought it was a really good idea.
We looked back at the data and we were like, hey, night one is filled with bigger content creators, and how do we separate ourselves? And we had seen some data from smaller creators that had taken the similar tactic, and they were like, let's do food. And so we're like, let's give it a whirl.
Yeah.
And it worked out really, really well for us.
No, well, it's like, if you can't get in the houses, what's the next most important thing when it comes to Halloween Horror Nights? The food. Yes. Of course, the food.
I said there'd be Halloween Horror Nights chat already.
Yeah.
I mean, you say smaller creators. I'm still blown away by the fact that we got invited to Halloween Horror Nights Media for opening night this year, and I still don't really get it, or why we got invited to Epic. But yes. Yeah, that's why I said to you, Aubrey, when we bumped into you, I'm surprised we didn't see you guys at the opening of Epic, because I thought if we got invited, there's no reason why you guys didn't. And you were like, we're small. And I'm like, yeah, so are we. But it'll happen.
Congratulations on
I wasn't
going
bragging,
to
by the way.
HHN Media Light.
Well, I won't be. Unfortunately, I'm not there then, so I'm having to send Chris and Michelle.
They're in for a treat.
It's hard, but I know Chris has done it twice for us before, and he said it's fun to do a media event, but it's hard work.
Oh, I can only imagine. There's so much to pack into one night, and as far as shooting that type of content and making sure that you're covering everything you want, and you only have a limited period, the first time we get that opportunity someday, I will keep my fingers crossed. I'm going to be nervous as all get out. So I'm excited for you guys. That's so exciting.
I know, it was like walking into Epic Universe for the first. Again, I feel like I'm humble bragging, and I'm not at all, because I'm still so humbled by it. But it was just like, we're seeing Tim Tracker and Jackie Super Enthused and Prince, all these vloggers who we watch content-wise. And I'm like, why am I here? But anyway.
It's fine to humble brag. I mean, you got invited, and that is just a statement of fact. And honestly, congratulations to you. That means you're doing something right, Lee.
I mean, I guess that's true. Yeah, I don't know what it is yet. We'll figure that out at some point, but whatever. Anyway, right, let's get into it. So the first thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, who are Ben and Aubrey? What is your... who are you guys? What is your background? What is your theme park history, excluding Universal, because we will get onto that, that kind of led up to the creation of your YouTube channel?
Where do we start?
I think so. I grew up in Northwest Ohio.
Okay.
So I grew up going to Cedar Point periodically, and Cedar Point's great if you love roller coasters. And then I went to Miami University. I have my degree in finance. Was like, don't want to go into investment banking. And so I joined the military and have bebopped around all over the country and was stationed out in Washington for about 10 years. And that was when Aubrey and I met.
We met on Bumble. I will say
we
that.
met online.
We met on a phone app.
Okay.
But
I think the funny thing about our relationship was she and I met, and then 2 weeks later I deployed. And I was like, hey, it's nice to meet you. We went on a couple of dates, and then I was like, cool, I'll see you in 4.5 months when I get back from Afghanistan. Like, thought nothing of it. I was like, she's going to leave. Like, that's kind of what happens when you just meet someone and they're like, cool, I'm going to be back in 4 months.
Yeah, it was unexpected. But I grew up in Washington State and lived there my whole life, played college softball. Happened to meet this guy after I had been working at a YMCA for quite a few years. We happened to swipe right together. And then, like Ben said, we knew each other for about 2 weeks before he deployed and said, I'll see you in 4 to 5 months. Hopefully everything goes well. And then he took me home to meet his parents after he came back and said, wow, you're still around and you want to get to know me more. So yeah, we have kind of a interesting way we met up, and it all just worked out really well. I never was one to say when you know, but when I met Ben, I was like, oh, this is different. He and I jive a lot better than anything. And about a year later, we got married because it just made sense to us at the point. But we had not done anything theme park at that point. It took us about a whole year to go on a honeymoon because he had to deploy some more. Yeah. And he was gone about of the first year we were married, he was gone for 8 months of it. So I was just home with our new dog. And then eventually we got to go on a trip together and had our first vacation together really ever. And we went to Maui, had a fantastic time. And honestly, we flew home going, we're never going to go to theme parks. That's just not our drive. We're just going to stick to Hawaii and do this type of stuff. And then we didn't.
And then once that theme park bug hits you, you can't look at anything else.
No.
And that brings us to COVID, because we were like, where do we want to go when the lockdowns end? I knew I had another deployment coming up, and we were like, where do we want to go when we can finally go somewhere? And Aubrey is a huge Harry Potter fan.
Okay.
So it was like Disney. We were watching Mammoth Club, Rick's Flicks. Well,
it wasn't Mammoth Club yet. Yeah, it was all ears.
Molly was all ears still. Pew 2.
Iconic Eats was a huge one.
Okay.
And we were like, let's give Universal a whirl just to see what this whole Diagon Alley thing is all about.
It had my love of Harry Potter. It had Ben's love of roller coasters from growing up and going to Cedar Point. So Velocicoaster had just opened at that point. Nice. So it drew his attention. And then I watched Iconic Eats all the time back when Tess used to eat the food, which is really where some of our let's eat all the food at HHN comes from later on. But I was like, let's go do this thing, because literally when we were locked down during COVID, we just binge watched YouTube. We stayed home, we worked from home, we did what we could, but we watched YouTube in the meantime, and that kind of filled a little bit of that, at least I get to see this type of atmosphere outside of the home. So we took a trip. Was it Christmas time?
It's Christmas time of 2021.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It was our very first theme park trip and very first time to Universal ever.
Interesting time to go. It's a very different park at that time of year.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and Ben also loves Christmas. Fun fact. He loves HHN season, but Christmas is his jam. And I've had, I learned that very quickly of how much Ben loves Christmas, loves decorating, loves lights. Oh, and one other fun fact, talk about our honeymoon. That was the first time Ben ever edited a video. On the way home, I had gotten sick at the end of the honeymoon, and I was just in the airport, huddled up, shivering, and just get me home. And in the meantime, he had taken all these photos, and he decided to make this little montage of our experience and his artistic photos. And what was it, a PowerPoint?
It was pretty much a PowerPoint.
But he was very proud of it afterwards, and we shared it with the entire family.
Yikes. Do what you can do. It's interesting because you obviously you said your first trip to Universal Orlando was because of your love of Harry Potter, but Universal has become your place. It's you don't, as vloggers, you're not doing Disney or SeaWorld or anywhere else. It is purely Universal Orlando. So we'll talk about the YouTube channel in a little bit, but because we're kind of at that point, what is it about Universal that has you like, we just want to focus on Universal Orlando content? What is it about that resort?
So it started was the military perks that you can get at Universal are tremendous. The military Freedom Pass is incredible. Plus the discounts that you can get on hotels. And that was really kind of what steered it in the beginning, because I was like, more military people need to know about this. Because if you spend a 4-day weekend down at Universal, the Freedom Pass pays for itself. And we fell in love. I loved Velocicoaster. You loved Harry Potter. And we are the childless millennials. And so it fit right within our wheelhouse of enjoying. And it honestly, it's something that we'll get into probably throughout this, but our love of Universal has certainly shifted over the course of time.
It's been one of those pieces about Universal where we fell in love with the initial parks, but then it became much more to the way that the team members at Universal would work with you and their friendly nature and their helpfulness and like truly just making you feel special because you're at Universal, I think is really what took it over the top for me. Like walking in, we stayed at Portofino Bay the very first time, and walking into Portofino Bay and their lobby attendants who are there, who are just making you feel like you're at home, on top of the team members working in the parks who like, I don't have a clue at this point in my life who these people are, but they're just so genuinely nice to you as you're going through, and making you feel that much more immersed, specifically in the Harry Potter area. I will give credit there of like going, I really am in the wizarding world. Like it made it more than just a vacation. It was such an experience as a whole that it made us really fall in love with it, which again has changed over time for different purposes and different reasons. But that initial immersive nature of Universal was fantastic.
It's interesting that you are relatively newcomers to Universal, because we've been going since 2004, and to see that shift of what it was to what it's become has obviously made a big difference to us. You're seeing what it is now, and yes, it is. The team members are such a huge part of Universal, absolutely. Although I wish they had British accents in the Harry Potter sections, but we can't have everything.
I do agree with that, though. I do agree.
I'm assuming you guys have been to Disney World to have that comparison or not.
We've been to Epcot.
Okay.
That's it. And Disney Springs.
Disney Springs. We plan to make our way over to Disney World at some point.
And Epcot was even just one of those things that we knew a performer from Universal.
Yes.
And she was like, I want you to come see me perform at Epcot. And that was what drew us over. We're like, okay, great. Let's go watch you perform. And
it's not that we have anything against Disney World. It just hasn't, the cost does add up, especially with all the other costs of doing vlogging and things. But basically, time is limited. And so at this point, Universal draws so much more for us, so that it's hard to make that decision. But we do plan on visiting Disney World. In fact, my niece and nephew are going to come visit this year, and we have to take them to Mickey's Christmas party. So the tickets have been booked. We will visit at some point. It just hasn't been something that we've made our way over to quite yet.
Yeah, I will say from experience, the best way to enjoy the Magic Kingdom is during one of the parties, because otherwise it is an interesting experience. But yeah, we've done we did the Christmas party last year and the Halloween party the year before, and it's probably, like I said, the best way to experience that park, because it is a stressful experience.
We've been told that we should film our very first experience going there, just as like, this is the chaos of not knowing what you don't know. Here's what it looks like.
We were Universal podcasters, like undercover in the Magic Kingdom. Like, we shouldn't be here. It was funny. I mean, we got recognized by so many listeners in the Magic Kingdom. It was hilarious. I mean, obviously, it has had a huge impact on your lives as well, the vlog and Universal. We will get into that for those who don't know, like a huge impact. I'm very jealous, by the way. Not necessarily of... We will get there. It's an interesting discussion, because I would like to be in your shoes, but there are also reasons why I would not like to be in your shoes. I'm sure you would agree. But yeah, you said you went out for the holidays in 2021 for the first time, fell in love with Universal, which everybody does, So where was that next step of like, do you know what, we want to get into? I mean, you'd already dipped your toes in sort of vlogging at that point. Where did the creation of the Fudge Factor YouTube channel come from?
So funny fact was that while we were there for that Christmas time, the Winter Orlando Informer meetup started, and they were setting up, and we were like, what is this thing? Because we had no idea. And then so we came back home after that meetup and went down the rabbit hole of like, oh my gosh, there is so much more to experience at Universal. We didn't know about Halloween Horror Nights. We didn't know about Mardi Gras. And so we just went down the rabbit hole of like, oh my gosh, there's so much more.
Not to mention, we were a little annoyed that the park closed early on one of our final days, only to find out we could have bought tickets to stay way later and get all this cool walk-ons and free stuff and all of that during the OI meetup. We were like, wait, what? We missed out? Like, so looking into all of that, we were going, wow, there's a lot of people that travel. They make this their vacation and go all out to really make the most of the experience. And yet, even in doing that, there's still so much you don't know that we thought, especially as people flying 6 hours from Washington State at that point in time, how can we help other people, other military people even, so they can have a vacation? Because in the military, it's very rare where you get to actually like schedule a vacation. Especially in the line of work Ben was doing, going to Universal was the first time that we could pre-book a vacation and go, wow, we can put that on the calendar months in advance instead of being told, okay, you get time off now. And so we really thought, how can we help other people learn the things that we have learned before they even go through that experience?
Interesting. Yeah, that's a kind of a question, because it's one of those things, it's like, I don't know where your headspace was at the time of like, there's so many other people doing that already. It's like, what can we bring to the table? And I will categorically state the one thing that I think you guys bring to the table is, and you even did a video about it. I think I mentioned this to you, Aubrey, when we met up in Epic. I can't remember, did you call it Fake or True or whatever it was? And it was, I can't remember the actual title for it.
What is real is how you feel, something like that.
And I watched it expecting it to be something about the park specifically, of like, oh, these things are fake and this is, and it wasn't. It was about you guys. And I'm like, that is exactly what you bring to the table. Is you are Ben and Aubrey, and that's what you bring to the table, your perspective, your personality. And I think there's a lot of how do I say this without potentially offending people? There are a lot of vloggers and podcasters out there, I think, that not to be negative, but have a persona that's their vlogging persona. And that, I get that. A lot of people do it to keep their personal life separate from that, because it's got to be hard. It's interesting. I want to talk to you guys about how it's, because we can kind of, even we will go to Universal and still get approached by people who recognize our voices or have seen pictures online and stuff. But that's not primarily our thing. Whereas if people are watching you, they know exactly what you look like. So trying to keep those two things separate is interesting.
It's true. We get stopped fairly routinely, and honestly, our view is stop us. Like, we make videos.
Yes.
Like, it's not that serious. We would rather ensure that someone is having a great time and getting to see what they want and ask questions and just have a great time, because we enjoy the parks still. And we were just there the other day, and we're like riding Gringotts and had that swell of emotions of like, this is why we do this, to ensure that other people can love the parks and build the Universal community as strong as we can.
Yeah.
And I'll add to what you're saying, Lee, is one of the things that has been really important to us is that who we are on camera is also who people meet in the parks.
Yeah.
There are times where I know people have a large following, and it is hard to stop folks because for some people, it is their work, and that makes a lot of sense. But at the same point, for us at this point in time, like, it is just a video, and we can reshoot a shot, and we would rather be able to be ourselves and talk to people and share our experience and be the same Ben and Ob they see on YouTube as we are around the house. Do we have crappy days sometimes? Yeah, we do.
Of course.
Things happen.
Yeah.
But like, we can still be good people regardless of, when it's raining at Universal and you're stuck in a downpour and, oh, well, let's all just have a good time here together. Might as well. Like, worst thing that's going to happen is we can just laugh about it, I guess, like, try to find the bright side of it, really.
But yeah, like I say, it doesn't feel like you guys are projecting a persona. It feels like I mean, I'm sure, like you said, people have rough days. We kind of tone ourselves down a little bit, because if I ever went full blown, it would be a very interesting podcast. I think we'd get cancelled very, very quickly. So I am me, but very much a kind of toned down version, because no one needs to see that. That's what the bonus episodes are for. But yes, what you guys bring to the table is you guys. And when you were creating the channel, what was your thought of, other than kind of helping people create that vacation of not going down the pitfalls that are very easy to make? What was the thinking behind it? Any beyond that?
Just keep posting and engaging the process of creation. Figure out one little way that you can continue to get better each and every time. It's easy to get stuck in that you've spent so much time and bandwidth and energy making this video and it gets 7 views. You've spent 7 hours editing this video and 7 people watched it.
Yep.
And so it was just find a way to continue to get better, continue to research, continue to even watch other people's content outside of Universal. Like, we watch Gary Vaynerchuk, we watch Alex Ramosi, we watch
Casey
Neistat all the time. And so looking to see how they do things and engage an audience and things like that, of just continuing to refine our voice and our style to make videos that we're proud of and that people can derive value from.
I'd say one of the pieces of it that has been important to us too is just like having fun. Like, why would we choose to do something if it's not going to be something that brings us joy overall? And so in the learning that Ben's done in his editing and the different styles and the different tones of videos that we've tried to create, at the end of the day, we make them because we enjoy doing it, not because, it's like, oh, we gotta go film another one. It's more like, what's the next video that we want to do? How does it help people? But also, how do we enjoy and have fun doing this? Because we do. Like, that's one of the biggest reasons that we felt like we would jump into this arena, was that, this is something we want to do together. And we like that bond that we get to have in creating.
Yeah, because if you're going out and filming videos and you're having a bad day, or you're just fed up of it, it comes across massively.
Mm-hmm. Know that.
we have gotten to learn quite a bit about how to communicate with each other, because when it's 115 degrees and you've been in the sun filming,
I'm sure.
I think that's like one of the best ways to test your marriage. All right, go create content, and not only do that, but do it in the heat of like Orlando summer. Be like, okay, get everything you need and don't crash out the whole time.
Yep, in Epic Universe, where you're walking up and down 1,000,000 steps every 5 minutes. Yeah. Oh, yes.
I think one of our first hotel review videos was Portofino Bay, and I don't think we posted it because I gave up partway through. I gotta go back to the room, and he's like, "We're not done." I was like, "I gotta go back to the room. I'm done." We ended up refilming that one.
Fair enough.
I wish to go to Universal.
Right, off you go. We'll meet at the edge of the Forbidden Forest.
Where can our vacation wizards take you? Just tap the port key at portkeyvacations.com and let the magic begin.
So when it comes to doing a vlog, for those who don't know, because like I say, it's not something I've ever done, podcasting's way easier. What does pre-planning look like leading up to recording and heading into the parks to do a vlog for you guys?
We have a giant whiteboard and calendar up in our my office that has the past 3 years of video, or at least whenever we started recording videos, every video on it. And so we start planning months in advance of like, this video last year did really well at this time, thinking about the lead up to the events, the lead up to the seasons, time allocation. And it started as we were filming 7 videos in a 4-day weekend or so. Wow. 7-8 videos, because that was all the time that we had. Was we would be able to beat bop down to Universal for 4 days, and we had to batch videos. And that was just the way we had to do it. And we're still honestly figuring out what our system looks like now that we live down here.
Oh, spoilers. We hadn't got to that bit yet. Yeah. We'll talk about that in a minute because
If we were prepping a video, we're going to have a general outline of what it looks like what is the title, what is the concept. Ben and I don't do stuff off the fly very well, so we have at least bullet pointed out what are we covering, especially if we have specific dates, specific information that we want to make sure comes across.
Yes.
We'll also just kind of do a read through together so that both of us are on the same page and have the same idea of what we're shooting that day. Because if he comes in with one idea and I'm over here with oh no, we're doing it this way, and then we start filming in the park, we've learned through doing that a number of times, it doesn't work out that well for us. And then we have to rehash again while in the park. So we do a bit of a read through to make sure we're on the same page. And then there's, if we're being proactive, there's a little bit of let's prepare a thumbnail. Let's get some of this set up ahead of time. It's one of those things that we didn't really realize how much work goes into creating a vlog until we started doing it. And we're like, wow, it's not just point a camera and then put it on YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things. It's you've been visiting Universal for a little bit, but then going to Epic for the first time with no real idea of what it's like. How did you prepare for doing those vlogs? When was the first time you went to Epic? Ooh. Did you go for pass holder previews?
Yeah.
We did go to pass holder previews. It was shortly after we moved, but it was really just reactions. And so we had done a lot of research leading into Epic of the lands, the rides, things like that. And then our first Epic video was really more reactions than anything. And so it was a very much off the cuff, just catch our genuine reaction. Because I don't think you can prepare for walking into the Ministry of Magic for the first time. And it's you can do all the research you want, but until you see it for the first time, you don't know.
It's so weird walking into a Universal park and it not being familiar that first time.
That was even evident in our first trip to Universal. We had done a ton of research. We had talked about where we wanted to eat, what we wanted to do. And then as soon as we were on the ground, it was lost, gone.
Where am I in this park?
Yeah, but that's good though, because that's what you said. From your vlogs, that's what you're bringing to the table of making sure people, or not making sure, but giving people the best knowledge they can have to not make those mistakes when they go to the park. Because, like you said, it costs wherever you're coming from. Those trips cost so much money, and the more mistakes you make, the less bang for your buck that you are getting. And so having resources like you guys is a huge thing for people.
That is exactly, you hit the nail on the head. It does cost, this might be the only vacation that somebody has all year.
Yeah.
And they want to make the most of it. And we want to provide a little bit of information, a little bit of, call it expertise, of how to navigate it effectively and have the best time. Yes, there's a lot of times where those memories are made in the moments that just go awry.
Yep.
But having a plan of action of how to modify and enough flexibility in your plan to be able to modify accordingly.
I'll be honest, I am incredibly nervous about visiting Epic Universe because we got really spoiled for that opening weekend. We had 2 days of media and then opening day where there was barely anyone in the park, and then we went back the following Monday and it was a little bit busier but not really, and now it's going to be crazy busy, and I'm I don't know how I'm going to like this.
Well, you have Express Pass?
No, I'm not. I am not paying those prices.
Well, right now, Lee, you're going to be lucky in that the kids are going to be back at school. So we have actually seen that right now the crowds look great. So you might be in luck.
I am slightly worried that they've now added Donkey Kong and Potter onto Express Passes as well. Well, we'll see. I've got 3 days there, so it's not too bad. So yeah, obviously this is the thing that a lot of people don't realize, and I'm sure it's way worse for you guys than it is for me, but the back end, once you've recorded all your videos for your vlog, what does that workflow look like after you get back putting all that together. I want people to appreciate how much work goes into the things that we do. And like I say, post recording for me, podcast wise, it's a couple of hours for an episode. I can't even imagine video wise.
How many shots do we get for a single video typically?
I know that for anywhere between an 8 to 10 minute video, I'm going to need somewhere in the realm of 160-ish shots.
Wow.
And so if it's a longer video, like an Epic Universe reaction, you're talking 400 shots between the A-roll and the B-roll and the transition shots.
Which you do a really good job, by the way. Your content is awesome. It's so good to watch. I'm not just saying that because you guys are here. I genuinely enjoy it.
And so I'll dump it all into a file on an SD and sort it accordingly. And just, we shoot chronologically. That has helped our workflow quite well. And that was something that we learned early on. Was it saved me a ton of time on the back end if we just start in the beginning of the story, shoot it all the way through. And so I kind of have a good rough idea of where we are in the story just based off of where the footage is in the organization within the folder.
Back when we were traveling down and we stay at a hotel for our long weekend, we would get back to the hotel room and it would be like, all right, start dumping all the footage. Take Ben's camera, take the Osmo I shoot on, start making sure it gets onto the hard drives, get everything prepped so it can start charging for the next day. And then Ben, once all the stuff was dropped, it was either start editing if we had to do a quick turnaround on a video or start organizing. And when we had our 6-hour drive, as we would drive back to Georgia when we lived there, I would drive us home. And Ben would just be organizing video clips and labeling and sorting because we'd have thousands by that point after a long weekend. But now, come home, I probably sit on the couch more than I need to, and then Ben starts editing. But how long would you say one of our 10-minute videos takes you if we were turning it around to post?
Any more, I would say they're going to take anywhere between 4 to 8 hours of cumulative work, depending on how long it is.
And it's one of those things, I don't know whether you'll be like me, but I spend far too much time on doing little sort of sound bites or making sure music lines up just perfectly, and yet the average listener couldn't care less, will never ever notice it, but for me, I care. And it's just and then you sit there after spending 20 minutes doing one tiny little thing going, what am I doing? No one cares about this stuff.
I feel that, Lee. I feel that because it's we just had that on our video that launches on Sunday. We shot a clip and it was slightly out of focus. And I was like, I don't think anybody's going to notice, but I noticed. And so we drove back to the park just for one shot. Yep. It's a labor of love.
So it sounds like Aubrey's the talent and Ben's the man behind the scene. Is that about right? And you're still in front of, you know what I mean? The man that does you're the Wizard of Oz, shall we say? Yeah,
that's fair. My whole military background was stay away from cameras, quiet professional, that sort of idea. And so,
although you've come a long way being in front of the camera,
being in front of the camera, and even still, is incredibly uncomfortable.
Which doesn't come across, I will say.
I'm dry. I'm sarcastic.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. That's why you go down well over here. We're the most sarcastic race on the planet. Yes,
I do most of the camera work and the editing work on the back end.
Now, is that because of is there a part of that of you being a control freak as well, Ben, or not? Because that's me. I do everything when it comes to our podcast because I just don't trust anyone else.
There's certainly something to be said about that. And it's a problem that I love solving.
Yeah.
And so I enjoy editing, trying new things. That's also why, honestly, I edit the things on Instagram that I do, is to practice things that I might not use in a long form video, but now I get some kind of free reps at practicing something that I'm working on that might find its way in a long form video. But Instagram allows me to do that and practice the skills and continue to hone my skills of editing and camera work. And honestly, we also draw on a lot of universal photographers in their work and watch their work to be able to apply some videography to it, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah, like I said, I think you're to watch just from a like a process. Like your videos are beautiful. You said that you have like all the little transition shots, and you make those parks look. I mean, they are somewhere people want to visit, but definitely, like if you had never been, you watch your videos and go, "Yeah, I need to go there."
People would be amazed how long I can just sit there and wait for one shot. I've probably waited
your military showing.
20 minutes just for one shot at some point, just to be like, all right, it's going to open up. Oh, crowd got in the way. Okay, cool. I got to wait another. Okay. It's fun. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Well, and at this point, there was a time where maybe our editing skills when we first started were on par. At this point, if you guys had me edit a video, it wouldn't be pretty at all. So it's like, it just is going to have to be this way.
I get that.
Fun fact, Lee, I had no idea probably until 2021, late 2021, that Instagram Reels were a thing and that people actually edited YouTube videos. I had no clue.
Okay. Yeah, it's interesting because I normally, like, I do all our editing, and it was Tracy and I's anniversary a couple of weeks ago, and we went out for the day. So Chris and Michelle recorded together, and Michelle edited the show. For the first time, I have let somebody else do my part, and I listen, and it hasn't done a bad job, but it's like, yeah, you can tell I didn't do it.
Feel that.
So you've dropped it there already, that it has affected you guys so much that you made the move from Georgia down to Orlando. What brought that on? Was it purely Universal and vlogging based, or were there other things to it?
It was a mix. So Ben retired from the military, and he's officially done there. And with his retirement, it left us the ability to decide, all right, where do we put our life? Because we were put in Georgia because of Ben being restationed, and then being completely done with the military, we get the opportunity to be civilians and live our own life. And really, we have fell in love with Universal so much. We both have full-time jobs that allow us to work remotely, that we decided, you know what, if we really want to be able to pursue our Fudge Factor content and build that out even more, being closer to the parks will allow us to do that. And I'm very happy with our move, very happy with the choice. We love our new home, and we're 30 minutes from the park.
Nice.
The flexibility has been fantastic to be able to allow us to, finish a day of work and then go, hey, you want to go pop over to studios just to walk around and get some steps in, and maybe Ben will bring his camera, maybe not, which is a crazy thing, because back when we were traveling down, if he didn't have his camera on him, he was basically naked. Like, it was a weird thing.
I get that.
So it's just really been the freedom to be able to make the decision for us to say, okay, this is where we're going to live, and this is what we're going to continue to pursue.
I would love to be that close to the parks. And would just, like you say, just to finish, to use it as like your local park, just to go for a walk, not even ride anything, just to wander around would be amazing. So that's kind of led me into another question there. So how often do you guys go to the parks, and how much of that time is split between just going and hanging out or doing stuff for the channel?
We'll go to the park multiple times a week, at least twice a week usually. And most of the time I'll have a camera just for something, whether it's B-roll or you never know. You also never quite know who's performing. So if our friends are performing or that we know, we're like, great, let's shoot our friends, because they are putting on a show. A lot of times they're just putting on the show. They don't get to see their end product. Yes, they're like, and so being able to show our love and support for our friends, and then allow the world to see their performance, is big for us. I would say most of the time I'll at least have my camera, but we do probably once a week go just to walk around, see the HHN updates. Like this week, we were just popping in to just see how the scare zones, because every single time we went back, the scare zones changed.
Yes.
And it's been really cool to see.
But then that thing is, like you say, again, you're still not going to hang out. It's like, so even though I'm in the parks every day when we come over on vacation, you're still kind of in like podcaster mode, and you're still in vlogger mode, even though you're not there for that thing. That will never leave you ever from now on.
Probably not. I think, did we take the camera when my family came out? Was there a day?
One day we did. One day we didn't.
I guess I would say we specifically like picked a day of no vlogging if we're going to not do anything. But there's just so many opportunities. And the way that we do the parks now has significantly changed from how we did the parks when we first started going. definitely is different for us today, but in a good way. It's a different kind of fun for us.
Yeah, I know from when we started the podcast in 2011, and our first trip at that point to back over to Universal was 2013, and I was worried that sort of delving into the behind the scenes of stuff and like talking to team member friends and people who we've become friends with who work in the parks, of that knowing the magic behind the scenes would spoil it. And I don't know whether it's the same for you guys. You've kind of alluded to it there. It enhances it so much more.
And even those times that we don't take a camera, just like we did yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday.
Yeah.
That it reinvigorated kind of the first time feelings that we had, because we picked up like something as silly as a Coke Freestyle Cup. We picked up the HHN 2025 Coke Freestyle Cup, and it hit me in the feels where it was like, I remember when we were researching Universal the first time, and I was over the moon about a Coke Freestyle Cup. I was like,
you gotta get one. You gotta
mean to tell me that I can get refills every 10 minutes of whatever Coke product I want, like, and being over the moon about it, and watching family members ride Gringotts for the first time. Like every now and then when we were like, we're not taking a camera, like it reinvigorates that love that we have for the parks from a very like first time level.
Yeah.
But dang, well, I say it's a choice where we're leaving the camera at home. It's like leaving your baby at home. It's not easy.
It's like walking into Epic was that thing for us for the first time. It was walking, like I said earlier, walking into a Universal park that you... And I'll be honest, I actually gave our login to our Instagram account to two friends who were going, because I didn't want to see anything. I wanted to see it all firsthand when we first walked in for the first time. But walking into that felt like going... I mean, it was for the first time, but it was like so familiar with Universal, but then walking into Epic Universe, just it brought back those feels of going to the parks for the very first time. And I adore that park.
I cried.
I didn't as much as I thought. I'm well known for crying at the drop of a hat. I didn't as much as I normally do. Tracy, on the other hand, who's known for being dead inside, is what she always calls herself, did way more. Michelle, on the other hand, she was bawling the entire time we were there. I think I got a video of her walking into the Ministry of into Place Cachet for the first time, and she was sobbing.
Yeah, that was... watching The Untrainable Dragon for me.
Yes,
just
me too.
Ugly crying.
Yeah.
Ugly crying.
As soon as Toothless comes out, that was it. I was away. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, speaking of Epic, it's funny that you guys said that the only Disney park you've been to is Epcot, because I've heard many people refer to Epic as the Epcot of Universal Orlando, and I kind of understand it.
I could see that. Their food at Epic is amazing.
Delicious.
Yes. We interviewed one of the chefs on the media event, and he was the guy who worked in the Blue Dragon.
Oh,
and
nice.
he was talking about the Mapo tofu there. Tracy had asked him, what's your favourite dish? What's your baby? He's like, the Mapo tofu from Blue Dragon. Ooh. And Tracy was like, right, I am going to try it, and I'm going to tell you my honest opinion, because she went to Korea for 2 years ago, and she's like, I've had it authentic in Korea. And we went to Blue Dragon on the second media day, and she had it, and she had a thought, and as we walked out, the chef was stood at the entrance, so she like tapped him on the shoulder and went, I've just tried it. And it's like, what did you think? She went, it was amazing.
Ooh. We haven't tried that one. Did you guys do the banana Napoleon at the Blue Dragon?
We've only got to go during the media event, and they only had certain dishes on at that point. We are booked for our first Epic Day in October, and I can't wait. So no, we haven't.
You have to promise me to get the banana Napoleon when you go back to the Blue Dragon. It is my favorite dessert at Epic. It is so good.
The only place we've had, I would say, not a bad experience, but a less than good experience, and I've heard from so many people that we just hit it on a bad day, was Atlantic.
Oh, really?
So we went opening day, and everyone at our table said everything was under-seasoned.
Our Atlantic experiences have been fantastic, so I think you did it.
Yeah, that's what we've been told. It's weird. There was a group of 9 of us, and they threw us in. Have you seen that weird little room that's underneath the bar? There's like a closed... We got chucked in there, and the problem is that unless you're sat at the back in the 2 seats in the middle, you can't see anything.
No, you wouldn't be able to. And there's such great views there.
So we kind of missed out on that. But anyway, that's kind of wanted to lead in with Epic, because we'll get into some Universal Orlando talk. Epic is amazing. Like, it's funny how many people we've seen online complain about it, and I get the complaints. But one of the things that I've said about Epic is it's not like a normal theme park. You have to change your perspective of what a theme park is. If you're going just to ride rides, then you're missing the point of that park.
That is one of the things that we noticed as well, was like the characters, the interactions, and the immersiveness within the world is so much more than just the individual rides. Like, the characters set that apart, whether it's the Invisible Man, whether it's Rough Nut and Tough Nut, whether it's the performers in the Wizarding World. Like, that's what helps you get even more immersed within those worlds.
There's so much more to do, and I'm not saying the other parks don't have it, but there's so much more to experience in that. But like, I'm just looking forward to going back and just hanging out in Celestial Park.
Well, and you're going to be there at a great time of year to do that too.
Oh, it was brutal in May, I can tell you that. Well, as you know, even like all the locals were complaining it's hot.
No, it's already hot enough as it is.
But as a theme park destination, how much do you think Epic is going to change the landscape when it comes to theme parks?
I think it's set a new standard of what immersiveness, and it's really just set a new bar for kind of the intersection of all the things that we've mentioned. Characters. No longer is a character going to be something that is set within a land. It's going to be an interactive portion of lands, of theming. And the rides are going to be immersed within the land itself. And then it's just at a scale that hasn't been done before. Just the fact that the buildings in the Wizarding World are like 60 feet tall is incredible.
It gives people more than just a theme park. It gives them an entire experience the whole way through, from the rides, from the meet and greets, from the shows, from the food. Like, it's a full experience when you go to Epic. And again, like you said, if you're only going for rides, like that's okay, but there's so much more that you can get out of your Epic day or days, that like you got to go into it with a different mindset. Like, we love Islands of Adventure. But if I'm going to islands, I'm going to ride rides. Like, that's really what I want when I go there. But Epic is...
You're a part of the story.
Yeah, I can go to Epic and not touch a ride and still have a fantastic day, just based off of everything that's within that park.
Yeah, that last day we went, it rained from probably 2 p.m. pretty much onwards. And as you know, 90% of that park goes down at that point. And we still had an amazing time. Yeah, it's. I think that's the issue when you're seeing people complain, are going to it expecting it to be a quote unquote normal theme park, and it isn't. It's something completely different to everything else out there, and I hope that it seems to be doing well from what we've heard of the numbers coming out, and with the again quote unquote expansions that are coming. It's going to get that extra kick. But I adore that park so much, and I can't wait to go back. And I'm very jealous that you only live half an hour away from it.
We're excited for an annual pass to come out someday, because those Epic tickets add up over time. But personally, I'm very excited for Epic as the sun starts going down earlier, so that you can be there when those lights are on at nighttime and experience that for a bit longer. That's one of the things I feel like we've missed a little bit this summer, is not being able to stay at Epic as late as we want to really have that nighttime experience.
I am expecting pass holder tickets next year, because over here, beginning January 1st, 2026, we can buy a 14-day ticket to Universal with unlimited visits to Epic. So it seemed weird that they would give us that ticket and then not give annual pass holders the same benefit. The problem is you're then letting so many more people into that park, because we've heard the capacity is like, so to put it into perspective, that opening day there was 6,000 people in the park. The capacity is apparently 50,000. I can't imagine that park with 50,000 people in it.
And team members can now use their comp tickets to go to Epic, and that's a recent development. And so as they continue to open up Epic, it'll be interesting to see how it continues to evolve and change and expand more in the immersiveness, because there's so much. It's a great park, and there's so much more room to expand and grow.
Yeah, which it's crazy to think that it's barely been open and there's already, like you say, expansion plots, and there's already 2 restaurants apparently going to open next year. It's crazy that they're at that point. I mean, I know the expansion plots aren't expansion plots. They didn't get finished in time. But what a great position to be in from a theme park, to be able to open something that's so awesome, but then in the next 2 or 3 years add to that as well, is a brilliant place to be.
I'm excited for it. We put it on. I put on my Christmas list that I want a Universal annual pass with Epic. Who knows if that'll happen? I really hope it does. But that was like, Ben, Christmas list item. If it's available, this is what I'd like.
It's going to be very interesting to see what happens. I've had a friend of mine reached out to me yesterday. It's like, so our annual passes are about to expire. I don't know whether to renew, because we're only going once next year. Do I renew and hope to add Epic on it, or do I just get the 14-day ticket with Epic on over here? And I'm like, I don't know.
Well, I think that's the great thing about the team, though, at Universal, is like, even if you buy a certain ticket and then you haven't quite used it yet and you find a different opportunity, they've been really accommodating overall in our experience. Yeah. So I think that's one of the things I really appreciate as well, is like, they're flexible with that, especially if you haven't used it yet.
Yeah, we keep joking that Tracy had the best annual pass that anyone has ever had. So we came out in October 2019, bought our first annual passes, and then COVID hit, and Universal suspended our annual passes. I think that pass lasted about 2.5 years in the end because of how it worked. So you got so many trips out of it. It was crazy.
That's
but
excellent.
Yes, they are guest services at Universal. They are very accommodating. You are very correct in that.
UUOP is brought to you by the Producers Club. Join today and get bonus episodes, chance to be guest host, be part of our awesome Facebook community, and more. Head over to uop.supercast.com to subscribe. Shameless plug.
Right, we are getting near to the end. I am going to, I want to delve into Ben and Aubrey a little bit more. So I have some this or that questions for you, Universal related. I wonder how much you know about each other at this point. It would be quite interesting. So, let's go. Islands of Adventure, Universal Studios Florida, Volcano Bay, or Epic Universe?
What time frame are we talking about?
We're not going through any seasonal events, just general parks.
Okay.
Based off of what we have been going to lately, I think it's Universal Studios.
Interesting.
I agree. Universal Studios.
So, butterbeer, hot, frozen, or regular?
Regular.
Hot.
That's the right answer. Sorry, Aubrey. Butterbeer, potted cream, ice cream, or fudge? Yeah, there's only one answer for you guys there.
Ice cream.
Really?
Soft serve, for sure.
I mean, surely the answer should have been fudge.
Although their cream puff they have lately is amazing.
That is true. That butterbeer cream puff is delicious.
Okay, interesting. So, icons, the lighthouse, the globe, the arches, Krakatoa, or the Kronos?
Kronos.
I'm shocked you picked that. I figured he would go with the globe. But yeah, the Kronos is pretty great. The amount of globe shots Ben has on a hard drive is impressive, though. I mean, the Kronos is beautiful.
Okay.
I'll go with Kronos.
Stardust Races, yellow or green?
Green.
Stardust Races or Dueling Dragons? You didn't ride Dueling Dragons, did you?
Mm-hmm.
No.
I'll do Velocicoaster.
Okay.
Yeah, Ben would pick Velocicoaster over.
I would probably agree with you there, to be fair. Battle at the Ministry or Monsters Unchained?
Monsters Unchained.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the right answer.
Monsters.
I knew I liked you too. The Untrainable Dragon or Le Cirque Arcanum?
Oh, that one's tough.
We're gonna make if our friends hear this, we're gonna make some enemies with this.
I know. We have friends in both of them.
You're making us choose.
I know the show director for both of them, so it's fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Untrainable Dragon.
I'm gonna say Cirque Arcanum.
Just to keep both parties happy, I'll get that. Okay. The Horror Makeup Show or the Born Stuntacular?
Horror and Makeup Show.
Agreed.
Okay. Mardi Gras, Halloween Horror Nights, or the Holidays?
Halloween Horror Nights.
Absolutely.
I would be surprised knowing you two, how I do know you two, if that was not going to be the answer. All right, and then moving on, your favourite non-alcoholic Universal Orlando exclusive drink?
Ooh, pumpkin juice.
Oh, man.
I would agree with you there, Aubrey, but the stuff they have on tap is not as good as the stuff that they used to have in the bottles.
I have always been sad I never got to have the stuff in the bottles. I very much was hoping to have that in our first trip out.
I'd say lemon squash.
Oh, see, that is good. The tongue-tying lemon squash is good. Have you ever had a fishy green ale?
Yes.
Yes.
What do you think of it?
I am not a fan of it.
I don't mind it. It tastes okay. For me at this point, I'm not spending $9 on
That's
it.
fair. So your favorite alcoholic Universal Orlando exclusive drink?
What has been my favorite? Probably a Shark Attack. I do like that. Ben doesn't drink though.
I don't drink.
That's fair. I don't really drink either, so I get that.
I'm the talent on camera, and I'm the one that gets to get
I make her drink.
That's. I think we need to see that. I think we need to see a drunk Aubrey vlog. Would be quite amusing.
Oh god, there's definitely been an idea of drinking around HHN, but I'm a little concerned about what that would end up looking
I
like
think
by
it
the
would
end.
be funny. Look, the beauty of it is you can do it, and then if it's that bad, just don't air
There
it.
you go. we have done that. We have done a full Wizarding World candy video, and just it never aired.
It's in the arsenal.
Have it there as your Patreon exclusive at some point to try and get more subscribers in.
Yeah.
Ben, you've already answered this question, we know, but Aubrey, favorite coaster?
I guess Velocicoaster. Hagrid's is so cute though. It is so cute. But Velocicoaster has the thrills you want and the theming.
Yeah. Your favorite Universal Orlando show?
Nightmare Fuel.
Nightmare Fuel. Nightmare Fuel's great. I love Nightmare Fuel. I would say if we could bring back the Mel's drive-in dance, that would.
Oh yeah.
That'd be some stiff competition for Nightmare Fuel.
You did love that.
I mean, anyone who follows you on Instagram would not have known that answer of Nightmare Fuel being your favorite, because it's not that you ever post anything on there.
Not at all.
Never.
What is your favorite City Walk restaurant?
I think it's a toss-up between Antojitos and NBC Grill.
Interesting.
It depends. It depends because Big Fire could be up there too.
Yeah. We think that NBC Grill is a sleeper, that not a lot of people realize how long it's open during the day to be able to pop into and grab a bite to eat super quick and easy compared to the rest of them.
It's good.
But that tableside guac at Antojitos, every time.
Okay. Your favorite on-site hotel?
Cabana Bay.
Really?
Ooh.
Interesting.
Yeah, we do love Cabana Bay. I think if it's HHN season, we're going to pick Hard Rock.
Of course.
But outside of HHN season, we really love Portofino Bay.
But Sapphire Falls. Nope, I'm changing.
Sapphire Falls is
That's
also
the
great.
right answer. There we go. I love Sapphire Falls.
Yeah.
I just can't get over the prices of those top, like Royal Pacific.
Oh,
and
yeah.
we looked at maybe doing one night at Hard Rock in October, and it was like $1,000 a night. And I'm like, hell no.
Mm-hmm.
Your favorite hotel restaurant?
You say?
Yeah, probably Bisa. Bisa is delicious.
Okay.
Sapphire Falls, both Ametista and Strongwater are both very good too.
Mm-hmm. I'm still gonna go Bisa.
Okay.
Yeah, we took Ben's parents to Bisay when they came to visit us because we're like, oh, this is a really great place. So
I've never been. I do like
It's
islands
good.
dining. We keep wanting to go to the Palm, but it's so expensive.
Bisa will be up there.
Okay.
yeah, Bisay's
at the
up there.
Palm.
Interesting.
It's funny too because we dressed up nice the first time we ever went for like we're having a date night, and then people are coming to eat there too, but they're just coming from the parks and regular park clothes. We're like, you're right, this is still a theme park.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well. Your favorite restaurant at Epic? Well, at Eatery, that's because there's only two restaurants, isn't it? Your favorite place to eat at Epic?
The Atlantic.
You're just rubbing it in, aren't you?
Yeah. Although
I'm gonna change it up. Oaken Star.
Oh, I
Oaken
adore
Star is so
Oaken Star.
good.
Yes, for breakfast, it's amazing.
they have some fantastic mac and cheese and pulled pork there.
Oh, okay. Interesting, yes.
Mhm.
If you could bring one back, this is a really good question for you too, actually. If you could bring back one former attraction, what would it be?
Us.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah, man. That's a slippery slope though, because if you're bringing Jaws back, what does it do? What does it do to Diagon?
All right, we're not replacing anything that's currently there. We're just bringing it back and adding it into a new plot. It's replacing DreamWorks Land. Let's put it in there.
I would also pick Jaws.
Yeah. There's rumours that it might be coming to the UK park. I am keeping my fingers very heavily crossed for that at this point. When Tracy went out to Korea, she went to Japan for a week and got to ride Jaws twice over at Universal Japan. I was incredibly jealous.
We're hoping to make our way over there at some point. I want to see it so much.
If Universal could do a Jurassic Park or Jurassic World ride like the one in Beijing, oh my gosh.
Yes. Two of our very close friends were Universal Creative team members who worked over there, and Andy, he worked on the Waterworld land, and Catherine was just doing sort of show-wide entertainment stuff. They've got to ride that ride, and he said, dude, when that Indominus Rex comes out and chases the vehicle, mind blown.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
If you could bring one attraction to Universal Orlando from any other Universal park, I think we've just answered that question, haven't we? Which would it be?
Yep.
That was quite funny. And then finally, what is your biggest tip for anyone visiting Universal Orlando?
Subscribe to Fudge Factory.
Shameless
I like
plug.
it. Yeah, no, I love it.
Just a little bit of research goes a long way.
Yeah.
My biggest tip would just be, we say this in our videos a lot, but bring your patient pants, because things take time. Lines are long sometimes. Things, patience goes a long way, and being able to be patient with the team members, with the people you're with, all of those types of things. It's helpful for everybody.
I wish everyone who visited Universal Orlando would pay attention to that, because not a lot of people do. Theme park guests are the worst at times, aren't they? Yes. Ben, Aubrey, it's been absolutely awesome talking to the pair of you. I knew we would get on. I knew this would be a really good episode. I'm so glad that I picked you two to be the first guests on this new series. It's been really good. Again, I know we alluded to, we kind of talked about it before, but just like bumping into you in the parks in May was awesome. I was just sat there and I was like, Ben, and you had no idea who I was, which happens all the time. And I was like, Aubrey, because people who listen probably don't know that, Aubrey, you were supposed to be on our Epic Hotels episode, and because I messed the dates up, it didn't work out in the end.
But it all worked out. We had the best ride on Stardust Racers I've ever had that day. So
look, I will credit where credit is due. It was all Gillian's idea. She was like, right, we need to, especially like how easy it was for us to organise that as well, because it was so quiet. I feel that if you went now, that would be so difficult to organise. But the fact that it was so quiet, we literally could pick wherever we want, and it was unbelievable. Yeah, I'm so glad you were there.
We have not had an experience like that on Stardust. To date, it's a core memory.
Yeah, I should be listening. Thanks, Gillian. We appreciate it. We really do. We love you. So yeah, thanks for taking the time to come in, because I know you guys are busy, and I appreciate you coming to talk to me. But give our listeners the lowdown on where they can find your content online.
On YouTube, we are Fudge Factor, and on Instagram, Fudge_Factor.
Subscribe to us on YouTube, and we really appreciate you having us on today. This has been fantastic.
Very humbledly. So we appreciate your hard work, and we appreciate you having us.
No, we always say that once you become friends with us, you are part of our family, and our Universal family is huge. And you guys kind of talked about it a little bit before. The theme park community can be toxic at times, but it can also be one of the most amazing, welcoming places on the planet, and I love our UUOP family. It's amazing, and I hope we can add you to it.
We'd be honored, and we appreciate it.
We will be looking out for you when we are over in October. I can guarantee you that.
Oh, well, shoot us a message. We'll be there.
You tell us the date. We're 30 minutes away.
Cool. Right, that is going to wrap up the podcast. Don't forget, we want you to rate the Freeze Ray Pops and send in your recordings, as well as sending us your How Bad Is Fast and Furious Supercharged jokes. You can send all of that to us at podcast@uuopodcast.com. But until next week, we'll see you.
That's the end of another stellar episode of UUOP. Use the Flu Network to give you access to us on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, TikTok, and Pinterest. Just search UUO Podcast. And check out our blog at uuopodcast.com for everything else. Send your owls to us at podcast@uuopodcast.com. And if you want to join the Producers Club, jump down the warp pipe at uuop.supercast.com. It's alive on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere else the podcasts are found. So please subscribe, rate, and review wherever you can. Dragons aren't the only way to get around. Email Michelle at portkeyvacations.com. She can take care of all aspects of your next Universal Orlando vacation. Listen to them, Children of the Night, the children of the UUOP network. Rush of Fear, Halloween Horror Nights podcast, the theme park duo for all your West Coast news and info, the Taste of Universal, Universal Orlando food podcast, and the Portkey Passport, an adult-centric Disney podcast. Make sure to subscribe and come back next week, because in the end, it turns out all we needed was a little more of this.